Hello everybody, this is Saif Habashi, an electrical engineering student who once dreamed of being a mathematician, but due to external disturbances, he went into electrical engineering and he's happy with it. So, I want to discuss the idea of the division by zero. Why does it cause problems? From an engineering perspective, because I'm already an engineer, we're told that, well, what is 1 divided by 0.1? Excellent, it is 10. What about 1 divided by 0.00001? It is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, as this number gets closer and closer to 0, we get 1 divided by 0 is infinity. Oh my god, division by infinity. There is nothing like infinity. So division by 0 gives us infinity, and we don't like infinity, so division by 0 is a problem. Also, maybe another engineer who is a little smarter would say, yes, 1 divided by 0 can be equal to infinity. Also, 1 divided by negative 0.1 is negative 10. 1 divided by negative 0.00001, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros, so 100,000. And so 1 divided by 0, because this is approaching 0, is equal to minus infinity. Oh my god, 1 divided by 0 is infinity, but also it is equal to minus infinity. So infinity equals minus infinity, and we cannot define what 1 over 0 is. And I hate this. I hate this way of saying it. How do we actually say that 1 divided by 0 is a problem? Well, the same idea that taking the square root to a negative number was a big problem at some time. There is no real number that, when multiplied by itself, can give a negative number, because this real number can either be positive or negative. If it is positive, then a positive number times another positive real number gives a positive real number. A negative real number multiplied by itself will give a positive number. There is no real number, whether positive or negative, would give a negative number. 0 multiplied by itself is 0, but there is no other real number that, when multiplied by itself, gives a negative number. So, based on this, we constructed the number I. And we said I is defined as I squared equals minus 1. Right? And it worked. So, based on this, it's the imaginary unit. I is the square root of minus 1. Actually, the square root of minus 1 is plus or minus I. But, it depends on how you look at it. Never mind. So, taking the square root of any other negative number would be written as some factor of I, because square root of negative 9, for example, is just square root of 9 multiplied by the square root of minus 1, which is I by our definition, which is 3i. So it works. And we constructed a whole number system called complex numbers based on this. Right? And we decided to represent complex numbers on the complex plane. This is the real axis, imaginary axis, and so on. Why don't we do the same thing with 0? I'm the genius who got this idea. I would construct a new number system and would call it Saif's number system. So, let's say that there is a number, let's call it S, Saif, So S is defined as 1 divided by 0. So, 2 divided by 0 is 2 times 1 over 0, which is 2s. I divided by 0 is I times s. So, the same idea, just the same idea here. I divided by 0 is I times s. The same way the square root of negative 9 is 3i. So we constructed a number system, and we would make 1 plus I plus s a number that is an element of Save's. I would draw it like this. Save's number system. We're done. There is a new number system. It's all right. What's the problem? Well, the problem is, let's say you decided to multiply by 0 on both sides. S times 0 is 1. This already smashes all of the mathematics down, but no problem. This makes this number an element of the field. What? Sorry. This does not make this number an element of the field. But who cares? I constructed it so that it is, when multiplied by 0 gives 1. So, violating that x times 0 equals 0 for all x, I violated this, but who cares? I don't care. The problem actually is, when you multiply by 0 again, s times 0 equals 1 times 0. 1 times 0 has to be 0. I cannot violate this because 1 is an element of the field and 1 times 0 is 0. And 0 times 0 is actually 0. So s times 0 is 0, but it was defined to be 1. So what is s? If our reasoning is right, this would imply that 1 is the same as 0, because that's it. Because in my number system, 1 equals 0. I constructed a number system where 1 equals 0, and how you define s, never mind, let's call it a, where a is an element of the complex numbers c. You'll get that a would be equal to 0. So all numbers in my number system equals 0. So there is no such thing. We couldn't do it. It's not that mathematicians didn't get this idea, but they got it and tried to implement it, and it didn't work. So division by 0 does not make any sense mathematically because of this axiom. So this is, a mathematical way of seeing this thing. This is why division by 0 is a problem, and it's a big problem, and this is why it is forbidden in mathematics. If it is like this, then why don't we say that anything divided by 0 is plus or minus infinity and end everything? It's just plus or minus infinity looking from this perspective. But when you look at it from this perspective, you actually find that it's a logical problem. It's not just that it causes problems because infinities are involved. And actually it is a problem, but why not say that anything divided by 0 equals plus or minus infinity? That's why you cannot say this. This idea, I saw it was cool, so I decided to make a video on it. Don't forget to subscribe, share the video with somebody who would love to see this, and goodbye.